After about a decade of remaining steady, poverty rates in Jackson County are now on the rise.
In just the past year, the number of families needing assistance has spiked. Newswatch 12's Justin Bork is live in Medford and has more on how nonprofits and schools are trying to cope.
The Maslow Project behind me is one of a number of organizations in the area that helps kids and families in need. They say it isn't uncommon for resources to be stretched thin, but all of a sudden things have gotten out of hand and they still don't know why. Understocked refrigerators and bare pantry shelves await families at the Maslow Project. The limited resources stretched thinner and thinner by growing demand.
Over the last year, we've actually seen about a 10% increase in the number of kids and families who are needing our help.
And that's just the families meeting federal guidelines for homelessness, a sudden, unexpected pattern of poverty for which the agency has little explanation.
The fact that we're actually seeing higher numbers is concerning to me.
And it's also concerning to Medford schools. For years, the district has used what's called Title I federal funding for schools that have a certain percentage of students under the poverty line.
For our district right now, we're using 70% as the mark.
Those schools get access to a pot of federal dollars to better serve at-risk kids. For the past decade or so, 7 schools have been splitting that pot. Next year, it will be 9, and the pot is getting smaller.
What we've actually seen is a sequester of funds from the federal government where we've actually been cutting program, not adding to.
Those cuts amount to about 10 to 15%, a rate school administrators say is unlikely to change.
We're operating on the assumption that this is it.
And while schools struggle to provide educational opportunities, agencies like the Maslow Project are struggling to provide food for the table.
Even with the free lunch programs in the schools, it's just not enough to get a family through.
As their strained pantries buckle under the load, a long-term solution remains sadly out of reach.
I don't have the immediate answer, though. I wish I did.
It isn't just Jackson County seeing this trend. The amount of children in poverty statewide has gotten worse since 2005, and the amount of children living in poor neighborhoods has also gotten worse. Live in Medford, Justin Bork, Newswatch 12.